Tenerife has some dark and chilling secrets. However, there are so many people that are going missing by the day. Let's check this out.
British teen Jay Slater is not the only male currently missing in Tenerife, raising concerns that something grim may have occurred. On April 22nd, 2024,
What? Hey, that's my birthday, April 22nd. Come on.
a Belgian couple, Laura Trapanier, 66, and Mark Olbrecht, 71, disappeared from their home in Adeje. Their dark blue Opel Mokka, bearing a Spanish number plate, was also missing. The house was found with the door wide open and their keys and a mobile phone left inside. The couple had vanished without a trace. However, on May 1st, 2024, a horrific discovery was made. Laura Trapanier's body was found floating near the coast of Tenerife.
Whoa.
She had a bag over her head, had been decapitated, and her legs were missing.
That is crazy. Why? Who would do such a thing? Why did they do such a thing to these poor old people?
The body was in an advanced state of decomposition, indicating it had been in the water for several days.
Wow.
The woman's husband, Mark, remains missing. An investigation is ongoing, but the Foreign Affairs Ministry has not provided any additional details about the case.
It sounds like the husband got himself in a pickle. Maybe it's some old school beef, something in his past that has crept back up. I don't know. Or maybe it was just some random attack. But why would they go to the extreme? They must have been absolutely insane.
The family of an Irishman who disappeared in Tenerife almost 2 years ago have been told a body has been found on the island.
Tenerife is dark, man. How many bodies are in Tenerife? That ravine must be holding so many skeletons right now.
The Co-West Meath man was last seen close to where the taxi dropped him off in the center of Playa de las Americas. Peter did not return to the hotel, and his personal belongings
It's that spot, that same spot.
were found in his hotel room. Why are so many people going missing in this popular holiday destination?
Look at that.
Could there be a serial killer prowling on the Tenerife island, or is there something more darker there? And before all you keyboard warriors start saying, but it happens all over the world, we are not talking about anywhere other than Tenerife. So don't mention other places.
Nah, seriously, something strange is going on in Tenerife. Guys, be careful.
Another British teenager has gone missing. 14-year-old Lily Wright was last seen on Monday, June 24th, boarding a 1:30 p.m. train at Canterbury West Station with an older male. Kent police believe they were heading to an address in Welling, London, although Lily also has ties to Ashford.
This is one case that still haunts me. The story of the disappearance of Jason Jolkowski is one of the weirdest things that you'll ever read about, and it's haunting because to this day, this mystery has never been solved. So let's take a look at it. So this is Jason Jolkowski. He was born in 1981 and lived in Omaha, Nebraska all his life. And this story takes place in 2001. So on Wednesday, June 13th, 2001, Jason was called into work early. So initially, Jason planned on walking to his job, which was 4 miles away, due to the fact that his car was in a repair shop that day. But he eventually made plans for a friend to meet him at a high school that was nearby. So this high school, Benson High School in Omaha, Nebraska, was only half a mile from Jason's house. Literally an 8-block walk. And that's where his friend was supposed to meet him. So just take a look at this photo. This is the exact route that Jason was going to take to the high school. It's only a 10-minute walk. And keep in mind, he was about to make this walk in the middle of the morning in broad daylight. In a city like Omaha, Nebraska, where crimes like disappearances and murders don't really happen all that frequently. So at 10:45 a.m. that morning, a neighbor saw Jason helping his younger brother with the trash outside of his home. And at some point right after that, he left to go on this walk to go meet his friend. And during this walk, Jason vanished off the face of the earth. So to this day, no trace of Jason has ever been found. There were no remains ever recovered. Nobody has seen anybody that's ever looked like Jason. Nobody reported seeing somebody being abducted on the day that he went missing. Nobody even reported seeing anything out of the ordinary. It's as if he simply vanished literally into thin air.
Maybe he just ran away and didn't tell anyone.
They even checked the security camera footage from the school that he was supposed to be walking to that day. And the security camera videos showed that Jason never arrived. It was somewhere on that half-a-mile walk when he vanished. Now, Jason's parents have suggested that they believe he may have been abducted and killed, but with no body ever having been found, that theory is just really hard to prove. And yeah, it's been over 20 years since this happened, and no trace of Jason has ever been found.
That is
That's why it's a case that will haunt me. I mean, it's just scary to think that you can be making a half-a-mile walk in the middle of the day, in the middle of your city, and go missing, and no one will ever even find a piece of your clothing.
Wow. That is really, really creepy.
A whole bunch of people that go missing completely every year.
Look how many people disappear every year in America. I guarantee you'll be shocked. How many people you think disappear? 600,000 a year
In America,
Wow. 600,000 people go missing in America each year alone. Can you imagine all the other countries combined? Wow.
here and are
disappear.
never found
Let's say half of those are bull. That's still 300,000
a year.
Let's just say it's 50,000. Where do they go?
They won't talk about it in national parks because there's a lot of portals in national parks.
right.
That's why they didn't build in those parks. They said something's wrong here.
Yeah.
We put the lumber out here and it disappeared.
There's something weird about forests and these big parks. It's always a forest. You just like, that's why people just kind of stay away from them unless you're camping. There's something creepy about them. Some people love them, but those people may be lizard people.
Lizard people. Wow. I mean, are you guys interested in aliens? Maybe we can do an alien reaction. Do comment down below. Let me know.
This is what happened to 11-year-old Matalina Kakari and how she was last seen getting off her school bus. Matalina was born on April 11th, 2011 in Moldova to her mother Diana. Not much that we know about Matalina's bio dad, but Diana pretty much raised Matalina all on her own. A few years after Matalina was born, Diana met a man online named Christopher Palmeter, who was actually 23 years older than her. Christopher lived in Cornelius, North Carolina, and Diana still lived in Moldova, so they were doing long distance. Then one day, Christopher flew to Moldova to finally meet Diana in person, and when he got there, he proposed to her. Two of them got engaged after only knowing each other through the internet, and
That's crazy. I mean, you just met someone through the internet and within a space of a couple of weeks, you're proposing. Was it even a couple of weeks? Couple of days?
Diana decided to move with Matalina to North Carolina. Three of them lived in a very safe neighborhood. The house was very nice, and they were honestly pretty restaurant, and everyone just felt like they were a normal family. However, everything would change on November 21st, 2022. Monday was just like any other Monday. Matalina went to school, and then later that day she was seen getting off her bus at around 4:59 p.m. However, the next day, on Tuesday, November 22nd, Matalina never showed up for school. Then the day after, on Wednesday, Matalina once again did not show up for class. The day after that was Thanksgiving, so there was actually no school, but then when Friday came around and everyone was supposed to be coming back to school, Matalina once again did not show up. Crazy is that this didn't really raise flags for any of the teachers. I mean, Diana hadn't called in to let them know that Matalina was sick and that's why she was missing all of these days. Basically just went MIA and the teachers just went about their business.
What would you mean the teachers just went about their business? There has to be a phone call. If a pupil was not turning up to school and there has been no contact from a parent, the first thing you got to do as a teacher is make that contact with a parent.
It wasn't until 3 weeks later, on December 12th, when a school resource officer named Jane and a guidance counselor named Miss Lampkin got together and realized that something was wrong. It had been 3 weeks since anyone had seen 11-year-old Matalina, and no one had heard from
and the parents haven't even contacted either
her or her family. They decided to go to Matalina's house to knock on the door and see what was going on. However, when they got there, no one answered. They decided to just leave a little truancy packet on the door, and then they just left. 2 days after this home visit, on December 14th, the school finally heard from Diana. She called the school and said that she wanted to come in the next day with Matalina to talk about why she was absent and to just fix everything. So the school agreed to the plan, and the next day, it was time for the meeting. However, when Diana showed up to the school, she was alone. Her daughter Matalina was nowhere to be found. The school's like, okay, what is going on? Where is Matalina? And that's when Diana tells them that she actually hasn't seen her daughter since Wednesday, November 23rd. Just 2 days after Matalina was last seen getting off the school bus.
It doesn't make sense though. If that's the case, why have you not been in contact with the school in regards to your daughter going missing? It's been 3 weeks.
Of course, the school calls the police and they start to question Diana, and they also bring down Christopher to question him as well. Diana says that the last time she saw her daughter was on Wednesday, November 23rd at around 10 p.m. She saw Matalina go up to her bedroom to get some rest, and then she actually got into a fight with Christopher. She didn't elaborate what the argument was about, but the next day on Thanksgiving, she went upstairs to go wake up Matalina, but Matalina was gone. Okay, more in part 2.
What do you mean more in part 2? I don't have part 2. Oh man, I'm gonna have to get part 2, ain't I? And there were some interesting missing persons cases. In fact, that last one we just watched, I need to find part 2. That was extremely interesting. What happened to that little girl? Anyway, guys, make sure you turn your notification bells on so you don't miss out on future videos like this, and hit the like button. Yeah, hit that like button, and I look forward to seeing you guys on the next one.